Hello everybody, and welcome back to more of the Dynasty duels. It's me, Cooper, and today we're going to be seeing some fun duelists go at it. It's going to be Dr. Collector from Season 2 of GX versus Missy. So, Dr. Collector uses an interesting deck, Missy uses an interesting one as well. Missy's deck is about insects, Dr. Collector is about spellcaster females. Their both decks are pretty okay. I would say Dr. Collector is better. Missy is a little strange, honestly, but we'll see how it goes. It looks like our two opponents here are having trouble with rock, paper, scissors, but one of them eventually won, so there we go. Now we get to see just how strong they are. So White Knight will be playing as Missy, our Insect Weevil wannabe. Sadly, her boss monster is Insect Princess, which in every game other than like some of the Game Boy games, does not actually work too well. Like, it doesn't combo with DNA Surgery because when their opponent's monsters get destroyed, they don't count as insects in the grave. But funny enough, in a lot of games that I play, it does work. So this is one of them that it doesn't work. Master Duels, I believe it doesn't work. There's a few others. I would need to look at it. But right now we see insect monsters. That's right. Missy's already setting up her field full of insects. Sadly, her field spell is anime only and does not exist. But MST says go to hell. We are not going to be insects today. Dr. Collector needs spellcasters because spellcaster cards are part of his combos. So let's see. He's got... Ooh, Dr. Collector gets Pot of Greed. That's a pretty smart start. Yeah, in the show, Dr. Collector was basically Hannibal Lecter. He's basically a character based off Hannibal Lecter. In fact, Yu-Gi-Oh! GX is just it does that a lot, where they just make a bunch of characters that are 100% just supposed to be ripping off some other character, which is very funny. You got Arnold Schwarzenegger, Amber Mammoth. You got Christopher Lloyd, freaking Pegasus, Sapphire Pegasus, and all that stuff. All right, looks like Dr. Collector is going to be playing a little passively, which is a little scary to do against Missy because Missy likes to tribute summon. In fact, her deck is kind of reliant on her tribute monsters. Other than her tribute monsters, her deck kind of sucks. So let's see if she got one. White Knight, are you able to obtain one of those tribute monsters? Hey, the perfect one! Empress Mantis. This might be the strongest card she has. And 2200, well, Insect Princess is the strongest, but it doesn't work too well. Apprentice Magician, what a good combo card. And with that, we can get out White Magician Pikaru, Ebon Magician Girl, or another Apprentice. It's all up to you. But as long as this Empress Mantis is here, Dr. Collector should be a little bit scared. Oh, Magician of Faith. Yeah, you got Pot of Greed in there. That's pretty smart. Dr. Collector should be a little bit scared because Dr. Collector's monsters are not very big beaters. It's not what their deck is about. Dr. Collector's monsters is more about lockdown mixed with a little bit of spell card power boosting and burn damage and healing. Yeah, he's a weird guy. He's actually pretty smart. He's based off Hannibal Lecter. What do you expect? Yeah, Dr. Collector's deck, you need to put in a little bit of brain power. Like, 2 brain cells are necessary for that deck. Missy's deck, nah, you just need to tribute summon a normal monster. It was good play using Skullmark Ladybug first. That way you heal with it. So that was a nice little play there. But let's see what happens. So, Dr. Collector, you left a Magician of Faith in attack mode. You got, like, a ton of cards in hand. You're already down to 28 cards in your deck. You must have some sort of combo. I understand it might take you a little bit of time to figure it out because you got a shit ton of cards to look through. But if I were you, I would start setting up... Yeah, I would start setting up a wall just to buy you some time, just so you can get some monsters on the field. And you got to be careful in case Missy decides to summon more monsters. Because any of Missy's insects could eat Magician of Faith, and then Empress Mantis could break through this defense. So let's see what happens. Out of all those cards, I assume you drew one of your spell or trap cards, right? That do burn or something? You gotta have something in that deck of yours. This deck is all skill. Dr. Collector is like an all-skill deck. He's got a little bit of attack, but he's got a lot of skill behind it. Alright, whereas Missy, she doesn't got much of anything. She has some skill, some attack, some not great anything. Hey, Flying Kamakiri number 2. That's a monster that can destroy the Magician of Faith. No son of a bitch. Alright, so this is a misplay because, honestly, if you knew anything about Dr. Collector's deck, you'd know that he has Magician Valkyrias. And look at that, without even knowing what the card was going to be, I freaking knew what the card was going to be because I used my brain. Now, White Knight's the one actually dueling, so I understand the stress of the situation, but you now allowed a lock to be possible because you were greedy. You wanted to go for battle damage, and it will cost you. When facing Dr. Collector, the one thing you must be afraid of is the lock. And now it's possible. And seeing as they drew most of their deck already, it might even be... It might even happen right now. Now, DNA surgery does counter the lock, but you don't have it right now. You already lost one. I don't know where the other one's going to be. You just got to hope for the best, Missy. That was a misplay, sadly. And Magical Stone Excavation can bring back the Pot of Greed to try and get another Magician's Valkyria. You're going to discard some cards. Let's see. You threw away Magical whatever and something. And White Magician Pikaru. That's fine. Pot of Greed will easily be activated. Alright. Now, do you have your second Magician that you've been waiting for? You just need one. One Magician's Valkyria is all you're waiting for. You got down to 25 cards in like 3 turns or 5 turns. I don't remember. Your third turn. So let's see how you do with it. You Pot of Greed 3 times in this duel. Alright, seeing as it's taking them this long to decide, I assume that they got unlucky and they did not draw what they needed. If I were you, I would at least get rid of Flying Kamakiri. You do not want them to have 2 tribute monsters on the field. And play a set card. So this card kills this one, and then you set a card. A set a monster card. You say still thinking. They're trying to figure out what their idea of a best play is, which it probably could work out. I mean, they're the ones that know what their hand is. Interesting, okay. You don't want to set that because you believe that it will not die, and that means that you could heal at least. And that is a possibility. If your opponent does not have an insect with at least 1300 attack, it is a possibility. And you're not going to attack. Instead, you're doing burn damage, which means that... Oh, you still get to attack. Okay. Oh, yeah, this card's just the burn damage, and then if you want to draw, you could draw this card instead. Alright, that's fine, too. And then, let's see. Do you have a monster with more than 1200 attack points? You do not. Okay, your healing little idea worked. You at least get to heal some life points back. You will lose your Magician's Valkyria, which means the lock is not possible, but... At least not yet. But hey, you got some other things to work out, so that's great. That is actually pretty great. And if this person has DNA surgery again, then it didn't matter. Alright, you get a little bit of life points back. Good job, White Magician Pikaru. Trying to keep yourself in this duel. You are going to want to destroy this. I think they're just setting up to get out another Insect Princess or Empress Mantis. Okay, Monster Reborn. I'm curious what you're going to choose. I don't know what's been thrown away this duel. Nothing on this side worthwhile. And, okay, if you're picking this card over this card, I assume you drew the lock. Okay. That's good. Oh, Magic Jammer. That is the most high-value Magic Jammer, getting rid of Monster Reborn. Really, really good from Missy. Honestly, great play. Do not allow the lock to become a possibility. This is most likely Valkyria again. Remember what happened last time, White Knight. I do not want to mark... I don't want to mark you off some points again. Have what... No. Flip this one. No. You better destroy this... You... You're upsetting me. You're upsetting me. Granted, that could easily be an apprentice magician, and I could be telling you to do the wrong play. But you're telling me that neither of these monsters had more than 0 attack. Because she had 0 defense, by the way. So what are you doing? What are you doing? Forest? Now are you brave enough to flip one of these cards? Tribute for another Empress? Okay. You don't want to flip this card? Is it really that weak? Not even 300 attack? Just flip it. I mean, 2 Empresses is enough. This will get you through them. This will get you through the enemy, but I'm just saying, maybe you should flip this card. Alright, here comes the battle phase. Magician of Faith can bring back Monster Reborn or Pot of Greed. Honestly, might need Pot of Greed at this point, because there's no monsters in the grave strong enough to take out this card. Nope, Monster Reborn. So they do have the lock, and they haven't wasted the lock. Alright. And, yep, they didn't waste the lock. They put down Ebon instead. That's pretty good. Now, let's see what we got going. 2 Empress Mantis. Just waiting to devour. No Insect Princess yet, which is sad. I do like Insect Princess. I've used her in a couple decks in some of my Let's Plays and in some of my subscriber duels. Alright, let's see what we got here. Main phase 1. Howling Insect. Okay, are you still not willing to flip? I can't even think of a single monster that's not worth flipping at this point. Like, what are you protecting? Even if this was a Cocoon of Evolution, which she does not have. Oh, you attacked with the weaker monster. Now I'm very... Whoa. Alright, Nightmare Wheel is a great card. You lock down one of the Empress Mantis. And you attacked with the weaker monster. And you know what? Your greed has finally paid off. And this other Empress Mantis will do damage. So this one needs to be tributed immediately, because you're just going to keep burning for it. Unless you know you have an MST or something. But Yusei and good old Dr. Collector have saved themselves some trouble. The attack is struggling, which means that there might be some computer problems, or simply this card right here is a quick play spell. Simple as that. And let's see. Yusei is in a bad situation, but at least the Nightmare Wheel has locked off one of the problems. And does burn. So, you just need to destroy this monster here, and then you'll be a happy camper. Monster Reborn, yep, you were waiting for this. You were just holding out until this situation would come to play. There it is. The lock is possible. And there we are. Good play from good old Dr. Collector. With the lock, they can now destroy any monster their opponent has. And then they're going to feel safe and let the Nightmare Wheel burn them to death. Which means this monster needs to be tributed as soon as possible. Because you do not want to let that burn continue. Plus, now Missy's going to have to look for some sort of popping card. Pinch Hopper. Interesting. You're trying to bait your opponent. Could have just chose another Howling Insect, but you're like, nope, I want them to attack Pinch Hopper. Alright. I don't know why this card is still shiny. Taking it a while, but it's fine. Yusei's going to go in, attack this monster most likely. I assume. Are you willing to attack blindly or what? No, you're actually just going to go for Pinch Hopper, calling their bluff. Okay. I thought it was a bluff too, but let's see if I'm wrong. Obviously, even if it wasn't, it's not like it matters. You have the lock. So with this lock, the way that they can win the duel is that they just simply, instead of using their draw phase, they use, what's it called? They use this card's effect. Inflict 200 damage during your draw phase if this card's in your graveyard. Before you draw, give up your normal draw, and you could just draw this card instead. And you could just continue to do burn damage, and if you want, you could just draw monsters, try to get Ebon Kuran. Ebon Kuran would actually be really good too. Alright, Yusei, I'm assuming you got no other plays to make. You did your best, so just go ahead and end phase. And Missy, you need to find a way to get rid of one of these monsters. I don't know what's in your deck that can do that. Oh, you know what I do know? It's called DNA Surgery. You need to get DNA Surgery to stop the lock. You're in battle phase because you don't seem to understand what a lock is. There we go. Or maybe you just were testing it to see if the game's glitchy enough to let you get through it. That's also a viable option, White Knight. Alright, and they did not use the draw phase for burn, which is a little confusing on my part, but whatever. I guess I'm not here to judge too harshly. I'm 100% here to judge harshly. Alright, what was this card the whole time? And now you have your own sort of lock. Okay. This card says you... Oh, wait, you need a... Well, this is good, because this means no monsters can be attacked except face-down monsters, because everything here is an insect. But she's not an insect, so you can still attack her. And that card can win you the duel through burn. By tributing one insect monster, inflict 800. You contribute this monster to stop yourself from burning. Honestly, you have almost enough to win the duel. Yep, tribute this monster. Great play, and do 800 damage. And as long as you can keep this monster alive, you can win the duel in time. You just need to stay alive. That anti-aircraft flower is a viable option. And if this is DNA Surgery, you literally have you have your own lock. And if he picks Insect, Prickle Fairy locks them, and that means that if they summon one... No, they have the damage. 800, 800, 800. The duel's over. Because these are all insects now. Anti-Aircraft Flower can literally shoot itself if it has to. Unless there's some... Nope, this card locks you. You have to have MST. The counter lock is real. And since this burn damage is better than your burn damage, that means that White Knight is going to take the duel. Now, hopefully, White Knight understands that you could just tribute, tribute, tribute. It does not say once per turn. There's no reason to not think it does. It's just tribute, tribute, tribute. You win. If you have another monster, you don't even have to worry about attributing this or this monster. And here comes the Cosmo Queen. They understood that the duel was over and they could not just hide behind the lock anymore. And they can't attack due to the lock. Yusei Fudo now is the one confused about being locked down, which is very funny to me. Counter lock. Yeah, we just put it in Discord chat. Counter lock. Okay. Anti-aircraft flower, win the duel. All you have to do is tribute your 3 monsters. You don't even need a 4th, but if you want a 4th, you could use a 4th. You already won the duel, White Knight. You already won the duel. Alright, get rid of Empress Mantis. Get rid of Prickle Fairy. And then get rid of yourself. The damage is good. Dr. Collector gets outsmarted and outplayed. Game number 1 goes to Missy. That was a really good game 1. I thought that was really cool. That was really cool. But we'll see how game number 2 goes. It should be a fun time. Hopefully, Dr. Collector can pull off their combos a little faster. I mean, they pot agreed like 7 times. I thought they are 4 times. And Monster Born, I mean, they had the better hand and they had the better setup. But the opponent got DNA surgery at the perfect time and turned it all around. Dimension Wall is going to be a pretty, or Dimension Fisher is going to be a pretty brutal card. No one gets to play this duel. No Monster Borns are called. The Haunted will be happening. Alright, a Forest to make your insects a little bit better. Might be just good enough to destroy this defense monster. The only thing that this could be that would be kind of sucky is a... Oh no, it could be Apprentice Magician. It wouldn't matter. Because Dimensional Fisher gets rid of his effect. Alright, Missy. Yeah, might as well go aggressive with Flying Kamakiri number 2. That's a good play. Because even if this is a Valkyria and he's going for the lock again, you have more attack than they have attack. So you can get a tribute monster off. So, go ahead and destroy that monster. Don't be afraid. No cowards on this channel, please. We saw cowards the last time, like, what was it, 5 episodes ago, I don't remember. And it might have been 4 or 5 or 6, I don't remember. But we saw cowards and they paid the price. Oop, there it is, Valkyria. It's scary, but as long as they don't have the immediate lock, you're fine. You can just tribute, assuming you have a tribute monster, you can just tribute summon and everything will be fine. So, 100 damage will be dealt in deflected, so that kind of sucks, but it's all good. I'm pretty excited. Dr. Collector, this is also your opportunity. If you have one of your more powerful female monsters, you might be able to summon them right now. That Cosmo Queen is a beast in this playthrough. I mean, this tournament in particular. Not a lot of people have powerful boss monsters like that. In fact, a lot of them that do need to rely on fusion, and that really holds them back. And we have Ebon, which is a cool little combo you got going. Okay, so this will do burn damage, and this will make sure that she doesn't get attacked, which means you need a tribute monster in order to prevent this combo from being lethal. So, let's see what you got. If you don't have a tribute monster, then all I could say is, you know, just build up your field and hold your ground. It's the only other way you're going to come back. I hope you have a tribute. Empress Mantis is back, everybody. Empress Mantis can easily devour the Magi. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. You're taking that burn whether you like it or not. Okay. Well, don't worry. As long as you can take a little bit of burn, this monster will protect you unless they have Cosmo Queen. If they have Cosmo Queen, that changes the entire duel. And even though you're Nightmare Wheeling right now, you say, if you have Cosmo Queen, you might as well go all in. There's no reason to play... Okay, well, that's fun, too. There's nothing wrong with that, either. This is a nice little wall with that. And Magical Blast, nice! And you could just keep drawing that. So since you don't have a big monster, you could just go for this and then win the duel that way. Unless they have a tribute monster right now. Do you have a second tribute monster just waiting to go? Yeah! Second tribute monster. It's the Insect Princess! Okay. She's coming in, everybody. Missy's boss monster. And Insect Princess is going in, destroys the Magician's Valkyria. They ain't coming back. And now Yusei's got to think of a new way to come out of this duel. Dr. Collector, what other combos do you got? Right now you're going to heal and do a little bit of burn, so that's nice. A lot more heal than you burn, but at least you did something. Sad to not have the Nightmare Wheel anymore. But maybe you drew Cosmo Queen. Maybe you drew... Yeah, you did! Cosmo Queen! And now the insects are in trouble because there are no insects other than Prickle Fairy with DNA Surgery that can stop the Cosmo Queen. This is great. Boss monster, everybody. Queen of the Galaxies and Mistress of the Stars. One of the strongest cards to exist and a McDonald's special. Special promo card. Alright, Multiplication of Ants. Not a bad combo. You don't get the Pinch Hopper effect, but at least you have 2 monsters to defend yourself now. And most likely, Dr. Collector's deck will not draw a monster that can break one of them, so you're literally just building up your wall until you can draw your DNA Surgery. Yep, I was right. Not going to be able to do it. Until you can get your DNA Surgery combo off. Because your DNA Surgery combo, you could just do that and then win by a little bit of battle and all that. And Pot of Greed, what a card to draw at this time. MST gets rid of Dimensional Fissure, okay. Apparently, oh, do you have Howling Insect? Is that why? Let's find out. Because if you have Howling Insect, you can go in and destroy this girl so they don't heal. Which means Anti-Aircraft Flower might be possible. And there goes another 800 points, okay. So sadly, whatever this monster was, it was not able to destroy that monster. Preventing the heals is actually a pretty important thing you need to do. And there goes the other token. But with the Forest, I'm assuming you won't attack with White Magician, understanding that every insect in this deck will probably be tanky enough to stop you. And yeah, I was right. You're not going to attack. And we just have more sets. Okay, like I said, they just need to build time. Now, because their opponent is going to keep healing, this is not going to work anymore. The Anti-Aircraft Flower strategy, yes, it does 800 damage, but your opponent has 10,000 health. I don't even know if you have enough monsters to deal with it anymore. Because you have to keep an Insect Princess on the field, you have to get Anti-Aircraft Flower, and then you have to just keep summoning a monster for burn. And that means you need to also destroy this card to stop it. Alright, Pinch Hopper goes to the grave, so that's why you wanted to get rid of that Dimensional Fissure. That works. And now, what's the monster? Flying Kamakiri, that can at least destroy that card. Okay. It's a little sad that that's the best you had to offer, but it's fine. At least you got something out of the deal. Now, let's see if you can get that trap card you're waiting for. Missy is in a desperate situation. Alright, that final card in your hand is not what you need, but at least you could stop the healing, which is really good. The last thing you need to do is let your opponent heal. And you did some battle damage as well. Okay. So far, so good. So far, so good. Now, looking at Dr. Collector, everything's so good. You got your Cosmo Queen now. You don't even have to worry. Your life is in a good position. Plus, you got 3 monsters that are removed from play, which works really well with your deck, funny enough. Remove from play monsters is exactly what you want. But now the question is, are you going to... I mean, obviously you're going to destroy Flying Kamakiri, but are you going to summon another monster that can actually do burn, heal, or damage? Magician's Valkyria does damage. White Magician Pikaru does heal, and then... Oh, do you have Pot of Greed in there? Oh, you can get your Dimensional Fissure back. Okay, makes sense. Dimensional Fissure will be able to reinstate the ability to remove from play cards, which makes your fusion card even better. It's not actually a fusion card, but it's a card that has fusion in the name. Alright, the Dimensional Fissure is back. This is pretty good. And now you attack you, and you be prepared to die. Unless you want to summon another... No, okay. It's like, unless you want to summon another monster... No, okay. You set this guy. Alright, let's see how much damage we're dealing. The damage is pretty good. Pretty good. Nothing wrong with that. And Magician of Faith... I mean, you wouldn't attack with Picaro. You're not attacking with Magician of Faith. The Forest may be sad, but it does do something. But the Forest will never let you overpower Cosmo Queen. She is super stacked and super strong. So, Missy, what's your new comeback ability? You're just going to keep setting. Understandable. You don't want to take advantage of this opportunity to hurt them, I understand. because you're the one that's hurting more. And who knows, maybe you have a bunch of stall cards here. I mean, sadly, most of your monsters will not get their effects if they do die because they're not going to the graveyard anymore. Dimensional Fissure won't allow it. And it's good that you got White Magician Bakuru, but I think what you need now is Ebon because you need to get through these defenses and you need Burn. So, let's see. Cosmo Queen will destroy Howling Insect. Ooh, that would have been nice to have before the D-Fissure came back. That's pretty sad. Oh, sorry, everybody. I got a phone call. Ignore it. It's always telemarketers anyway. Alright, White Knight. I don't know how you're coming back, but honestly, if you keep playing defensively, that combo I was talking about, you know, you get your Prickle Fairy, you get your DNA Surgery, you get your Lock, and then from your Lock, you get your Flower, and your Flower shoots down Yusei, which Dr. Collector might have more life points than that because you need to kill that, Pikaru over there, which honestly, it's worth your time to go kill it, even if you have to sacrifice some life points. But you didn't do that, which means that you are now unable to win by Anti-Aircraft Flower, which means I don't know how you win. I'm honestly confused on how you're going to win this. Don't even think Insect Princess is going to work. D-Fissure will not allow it. And it doesn't work anyway, so. DNA Surgery being activated, that's just going to buff your opponent's monsters, funny enough, but okay. At least that means the Lock is possible now. Unless the reason why it's still in the chain activation phase is because, nope, they just have Call of the Haunted. And now they're bringing back another White Magician Bakuru, which is going to heal a shit ton of life points, which means that you are never going to kill this opponent. This duel, other than do they have another Cosmo Queen maybe? They need another Cosmo Queen. They need more damage. There's not enough damage on this field. If they don't get it, they're going to slowly get through the defenses, but it won't work. Unless they brick. You know what? They could draw Insect Princess. They could brick. They can brick. Missy doesn't brick too often, but she can. And there's the Anti-Aircraft Flower. Now we know where that is. And there it goes. That's a shame. Goodbye. Goodbye, Anti-Aircraft Flower. You were one of the cards that can win you the duel, but it's too late now. The healing from Dr. Collector is a little too insane. At this point, Doctor... Okay, good card. At this point, Doctor, you should just go ham. You know that the Prickle Fairy strategy will not win you the duel. You're the one that's going to deck out first. You don't even get to heal from Skullmark Ladybug. In fact... Okay, you got your Empress Mantis. There, you're going ham. I like it when the... Oh, you got your Equip spell. No, it's not enough. Oh my gosh, if only Prickle Fairy had put her in defense mode, you would have 50 more points than her defense stat, and you would have been able to do it. That is depressing. You were so close. So close. And there goes the heals. But I appreciate that you went ham. That's exactly what you should do. There's also this trap card that we haven't seen. It's probably Magic Jam or something like that. I don't know. Whatever it is, it's not going to make a difference. Yusei has complete control over the duel. And they drew the second Cosmo Queen. The double beating from the Queens are coming out. White Magician Bakuru did not go into attack mode for no reason. Now you don't win the duel. Is there any reason not to put White Magician Bakuru in attack mode, or did you just forget? I'm going to go with they just forgot. Alright, and let's see how this duel goes. White Knight, do you have the crazy Dark Hole comeback? Obviously, that's not a thing. And a surrender, that makes sense. Okay, let's go ahead and get into game number 3. Missy had a crazy first victory. Yusei and Dr. Collector had a great comeback victory. Or, I mean, a great freaking Cosmo Queen beatdown victory. So, tactical victory over beatdown victory. Let's see who can win it all in the final game. All right, let's see. Final game. I'm kind of tense because I don't think, like I said, Dr. Collector should win this, as I said in the beginning of the episode. But honestly, the way it's been going, it could turn around. Missy has pulled off one victory, which means anything is possible. Her equip spell can make her pretty powerful, but she can't beat Cosmo Queen. Unless she has multiple equip spells, she can't beat the Cosmo Queen. Graceful Cherry is a great start. Let's see what we're going to do. We're going to throw away multiplication of ants and multiplication of ants. That's really sad to draw both of those. That does suck. Alright, now do you have a monster that can protect you, Missy, long enough to get you a tribute monster? Because remember, the only way you're going to beat this guy over here is you stop the lock and you stop Cosmo Queen. Those two cards are too powerful for you. But part of their lock deck is that they have cards like Nightmare Wheel in case you do pull off a tribute monster. So you also need an MST ready to go. Or 7 tools or something. I don't know. You need a lot of stuff. Don't be afraid to use said stuff. Alright, just a defensive card and a new trap card. That could be the Nightmare Wheel that we all fear. Dr. Collector's looking real strong right now. Obviously, you could just tribute this and try to stop any locks or anything from happening. But it could backfire. This could be Apprentice Magician, and you know what Apprentice Magician could do to you. It could bring out a Magician of Faith, and that will do almost nothing unless they have Pot of Greed or Monster Reborn waiting in their hand. Honestly, there's not that many spell cards right now that I could think of. Oh, Grace of Charity. It's right here. This would be a good one. These two suck, but, you know, they have a use sometimes. Yusei seems to be struggling to end their turn. I don't know why, but it's fine. Maybe they just forgot. It happens. Game 3 stress, you know. They're not thinking straight. You know how it happens. Alright, we have another set. No tribute monsters available, and unable to go aggressive. Unable to go aggressive against the opponent that tries to lock you down is an extremely bad situation to be in. You definitely need to be aggressive against Dr. Collector, because you cannot let him get to Cosmo Queen. You cannot let him get to the lock. You cannot let him build up his field. So, let's see what happens. Do you have anything that can let you build up your field? Do you have any locks? Do you have anything? You have 5 cards in hand. Make one of them do something. Summon Valkyria. Summon Ebon. I don't care. Do your damage. Nope. You got nothing. Ooh, that's not a good situation to be in. Maybe. Why not? This duel might be your only opportunity to go in, so you need to start getting aggressive. If they're bricked, this is your best chance. There you go. You're starting to understand. Good, good. And you only played 1 monster in attack mode, which goes against what I was just saying. And there's the... You see, this is why you need more than 1 monster in attack mode. I'm assuming you have something else with more than 1,200 attack. 1,000 attack, because their defense monsters suck. Okay, well, they had 0 defense. Gotta go aggressive right now. You can't play passively. I don't care if this is a Prickle Fairy. You put it in attack mode and you let it go ham. Alright, let's see. You say you got your Ebon, but now you need a Magician's Valkyria to protect her. Or something like that to protect her. Pot of Greed. Great card. I bet now you wish you picked Magician of Faith. Oh, that sucks. You didn't know you were going to get Pot of Greed, so I understand. Could have had 4 cards this turn. Instead, you got a child with a whip. Why does she have a whip? I don't know why I never noticed that. Why does she have a whip? That's so weird. Like, Bikaru, I thought they were both just using wands or something, but nope, a whip. Okay. Pot of Greed, you're coming back one way or the other, so they could have had 6 cards. That is really sad now. I feel bad for you. I do feel bad for you. Could have had 6 cards. Cosmo Queen's in the grave. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, that could be actually very terrifying. Cosmo Queen being in the grave. If either of these characters have Monster Reborn, that could be the game decider. Pot of Greed again. And guess who has a higher chance of having Monster Reborn right now? All right. Are you going to do anything with it, Dr. Collector? She stands before you. Ooh, Trial of the Princess. That's super funny. And MST to stop the trial. That is super funny. Yeah, this Trial of the Princess will almost never work. The only card that they could kill is like Insect Princess maybe. I don't even know. Oh, there it is, Monster Reborn. Okay, well, we knew it was coming. They had way high odds of having it in their hand. Cosmo Queen is here, and there is no way for it. Well, I mean, there is a way, but DNA Surgery is your only hope. And Prickle Fairy. And Anti-Aircraft Flower. Oh, God, if you don't destroy that healing girl. Ooh, you can't even use Howling. God, those pot of greeds really came in clutch, because now Howling Insect doesn't even let you stall anymore. Jesus. Oh, no! Magician's Circle! Missy doesn't have a magician, but he... Oh, my God. This is a great play from Dr. Collector. This is beautiful. And Magician's Valkyria is a safe attack, but you can attack with the little ones first if you want to make sure. And maybe you attack with the little ones first, then you guarantee a death, but whatever. You do you. I mean, there's a chance that both of them were unkillable at the time, but, you know, to each their own. Alright, let's see if they were both unkillable. Oh, they both were, and that is the Prickle Fairy. So, a DNA Surgery at this point is your only hope. You top deck DNA Surgery, you get yourself back into this duel. And here comes the 800 burn. Very nice. Very, very nice. Unless we see a trap card, we're going to have to just assume that this duel is over. Let's see. Missy's in a very, very bad situation. Does she have the trap that could save her? Monster Reborn? A little late for that, and there's not really anything you could choose. Apprentice Magician? I guess it doesn't really matter. A Tribute Summon for Insect Princess? That's kind of cool. You can get rid of their Magician's Valkyria. There you go. They only are allowed to attack your Prickle Fairy, so that's kind of nice. So you can protect your princess for one turn unless they have another Cosmo Queen in hand. But they're about to heal for quite a bit, and you're about to burn for like 900, so that's not good for you. Yep, 900 burn and 1200 heal. Okay, both in defense mode for some unknown reason. I guess that means that they only can attack with Cosmo Queen. And Cosmo Queen will be joining them in defense mode, funny enough. The only thing you're allowed to attack is Prickle Fairy. And trust me, you want to get rid of that while you have the chance. Because if they get DNA Surgery, the lock will happen. Alright, Prickle Fairy puts you in defense mode. And this is your one chance, White Knight. You need to get an equip spell that makes you strong enough to destroy 2450 defense. Granted, there is nothing I could think of right now that will get you that, but you got to find it. This is your only opportunity. Flying Kamakiri, that means that you don't have it. Okay, well, you might as well get rid of the cards that are annoying you. There we go. And there we go. Alright, Cosmo Queen, you're all alone now. This card doesn't count. You gotta destroy this princess. No, she's not gonna be a big threat. Her effect doesn't even work with DNA Surgery, but still. Come on, what are you gonna do? You just need one monster that could destroy... Okay, you don't have a monster like that. Okay. Yeah, I would just play Ebon or something. Something strong. Or set another monster. Do what you feel like. But Cosmo Queen needs to go in already. She needs to destroy the princess. After the princess is dead, you'll feel a lot safer. You'll just have to get through a wall. Okay. Taking a lot of time for somebody that only has 2 cards. How complicated could this be? You put this monster in attack mode, you hit this monster, and then maybe you set another monster because you don't want to show all your cards. Okay, starting to do it. Let's see. Okay, you set a trap card. Doesn't matter to me. That's probably Nightmare Wheel. Destroy this card. Yep, there we go. Yeah, you got it. Alright. And then you set this monster right here. And the Insect Princess is out of here. Okay, boss versus boss. And this boss is clearly way better. So, good luck to you, Missy. I don't know how you come back anymore. There's got to be a combo in there I don't know about. But at the moment, you are kind of just screwed. And by putting Flying Kamakiri in defense mode, that means that now Yusei Fudo might be able to break through with one of those White Magician Pikerus or Ebon Kuran Magicians. Hey, look who it is. Yep. Funny enough, putting it in attack mode would have saved you more time and life points. Because you know your opponent's deck isn't strong enough to destroy 17. But instead, you're going to suffer the consequences. Do you have another monster, you say? Oh, they're going for game. All in with Dimension Fusion to special summon any monsters that were removed from play, which I would choose this one, and this one. Okay, there's one of the 3 I would have chosen, 2 of the 3 I would have chosen, and the number 1 choice, Magician's Valkyria, going for game. And you see, if you had this monster in attack mode, this play would not have worked. Unless this card is really good defense, then it doesn't matter what you would have done. In fact, White Knight, I'll take back everything I said if this card has at least 1,500. Okay, well, your opponent gets back this card and this card. Okay, good play. Good play. Battle phase, the only thing they can attack is this or this. But with Ebon here, the burn damage will be good. This is another one of those times where I'm like, oh, if you can just get your equip spell. Well, actually, you need to kill her too, so it's not just the equip spell. But this card could destroy this card. And this card can attempt this card. Ooh, Pinch Hopper. Interesting. It was removed from play, so it doesn't get its effect, but... And this card can destroy this card. And there we go. Alright, good job. It's funny, I knew that they would pick this monster to do it. And Insect Princess can get some damage back, but the best it could do is destroy Magician's Valkyria. You need a monster and an equip spell. An equip spell that gives you a lot. Alright, just going to destroy Magician's Valkyria. Understandable. Looks like that wasn't Nightmare Wheel. And there we go. This duel is basically over. This monster is the only thing keeping you in the duel. The fact that it has enough defense to hold back all these ladies. But Yusei is about to heal a shit ton of life points. Literally 3,200. And that is a good play. That is a good play. Finally going for that play. Yeah, you might as well start burning your opponent. Because at this point, you're not going to win by battle. And, well, you'll win by battle, but it'll take 3 turns. So just burn. There's no monster card you could possibly draw other than a second Cosmo Queen to save you here. So there's 600 burn and 3,200 heals. And 3,200 heals. I was like, come on, game. 3,200. 16 plus 16. Beautiful. A game that looked kind of close and it all just turned around. That's sad. Game number 3. It looks like Dr. Collector has this one in the bag, and I can't even think of a way for a comeback possibility. Because Insect Princess is dead. Magical Blast will do 800 damage. I'm kind of confused why you set that card, but I'm just going to assume that you know what you're doing. But any spellcaster would have done a little more burn, so kind of weird. Either way, it's a guaranteed victory now. Nothing can stop it. Dr. Collector has done it. Unless you summon the D. If you summon Plasma, it's over. You play the D to summon Plasma, then it is over. Alright, ending your turn. Draw phase. What is this card? DNA Surgery. Interesting. I guess you didn't want to activate it because you didn't want to buff your opponent, which is understandable. But, okay, that means they literally had nothing left. The game was a guaranteed loss. Everybody, Missy is out of here, and Dr. Collector will be moving forward in the tournament. That's going to be it. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all next time.